Hi, welcome into Let's Draw. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for joining in. Today we're going to do a little bit of drawing. Today's a free drawing lesson for you. So if you want to take part, go and grab your black pens. Black pens and paper is what you'll need. We'll get started properly in a few seconds. First off, let's do a mic check in Discord. Aero Trish, you can let me know. Can you hear me in Discord? Just put something in the comment and let me know if that's working, because we had a few issues with it last week. Excellent, it's working first time round. How is everybody? Thank you very much for joining. It's always cool to get people like from all over the world joining in. So we've got people in USA, France, and Antwerp. My geography's not great. I've heard of Antwerp. I can't tell you where it is, so sorry. Sick 1982. I don't know where Antwerp is. How embarrassing. Before I can see Joff shaking his head, let's say hello to the dog in the chair. He's monitoring all the chat rooms. It's Joff NFT. Hi Joff, how are you?
Evening. Yeah, pretty good. I think Antwerp's Belgium. I'm going to go with that.
I definitely. I'm sure it's Europe. And then I was like, if I'm going to have a guess and I'm going to get it wrong, so I'm not even going to bother guessing.
Okay.
I'll just stupid. That's fine. But yeah, sick. Is it Belgium?
Yeah, it's Belgium.
It is.
There
You've
we
checked.
go.
Oh yeah. There you go. Joff's. Yeah, he's telling it. It is Belgium. So there you go. Joff's got like screens for every social platform that we're on at the moment. So we're on Abstract. We're on Discord. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on X. As Corp Dogs, we're on X as me as corporate as well. What else are we on? I think that's everything. And Joff is monitoring all the chat rooms. So if you've got any questions about what we're doing, if you need to know more about it, or if you just want to say something, then put a comment in there and Joff will pick it up if I miss it. But yeah, welcome in. Thank you very much. Stefan says that I'm assuming you mean Antwerp's a very nice town. I've never been. I've been to Belgium once, I think. No, it was Holland. We might have just driven through Belgium. It's all the same. Right, yeah. Sorry.
That's you saying that.
Yeah. That is not endorsed by.
I'm disowning you.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's. Who else? Silent Thax has just joined as well. Hi, Silent Thax. Hope you're doing well, mate. Awesome, right? Yeah, just a couple of bits of things for you to know. Then, if you want to support the channel, want to support what we're doing, just have a little look at the bottom corner there where it says just underneath Joff. Just here underneath Joff where it says korpacademy.com/let's draw. That'll give you everything you need to know, from like how to watch us, how to support what we're doing, all the giveaways that we've done in the past as well. So all the details are there. So if any questions, go there first and you can find out. If you want to support, you can go to Abstract and you can send donations on Abstract. You can also send donations through Ko-fi as well nowadays. But yeah, the whole point of today is just teaching people how to be a little bit creative. So we're going to do a little drawing lesson. It will take probably half an hour tops, nice and quick. Joff, are you sharing Abstract for us?
Sharing Abstract? How do you mean?
No? Okay. So I just saw Abstract come up in the background and I thought, oh, okay, Joff's teeing me up to show everybody what Abstract looks like. Essentially, don't...
Oh no. That's just me moving my screen, sorry.
Okay, now carry on.
That's you seeing behind the curtain. You should be
and just giving
to that.
it all away. I should have just played it cool. What was we saying anyway? So it's a little drawing lesson. A little free to attend drawing lesson. It's going to take 20 minutes, half an hour. Today we're going to draw a mushroom character. We're not using any pencils because it's a dead easy character to draw, and I'll show you a few tips and tricks and on how to really enjoy your drawing as well. Let me tell you one thing though. One thing we are doing is in the Korp Academy is this is changing. Those of you that so I run the Korp Academy. Teach people how to draw a marker pen. So if you enjoy lessons like Let's Draw, imagine that on steroids with like Posca pens and alcohol markers and stuff like that. That's what I do in the Korp Academy. Now we've got 3 membership tiers. The entry-level membership tier is called Essential. Just there. It's called Essential, and this weekend it's going up from $7 a month, which was like my opening membership level for it. It's now going up to $12 a month. We've got lots of extra content. It's a really It's a really high delivering membership. And so the $7 a month wasn't really doing it justice. So it's going up to $12 a month. But before I do that, I just want to give anybody who's wants to get locked in on that lower price. Now's the time to get in and keep that price for as long as you stay a member. The reality is, what will happen is you'll become a member, you'll pay $7 a month, and you'll be like, okay, I want more, I want more, I want more, and you'll upgrade, and you can upgrade to like Plus membership, or you can upgrade to the Premium membership, which is coming at the end of this month in July. So keep an eye out for that as well. Just a reminder of what you get in Essential membership. It's one step-by-step drawing tutorial every month. You'll get that. You'll get a bundle of drawing challenges and prompts and stuff like that, which will be delivered in the challenges area. You'll also get a monthly live session with me, so you'll just come and join me. We'll do some live Zoom drawings, so I'll be able to see what you're drawing as well as you seeing what I'm drawing. It's a great opportunity for me to get feedback on how things are going, and if you've got any questions really about what to do with your drawings. So you've got all of that. You've also got an archive of 25 drawing tutorials to choose from. So those 25 are always changing as well. So the new one that you get every week, as a new one adds on, an old one kind of drops off. So those 25 drawing tutorials will always be changing. So there's always plenty for you to be doing. Final thing you'll get, loads more, is activity packs. Every 2 weeks I send out activity packs. And I've actually got a couple of members in as well. So Sue's a member. Sue joined me on Tuesday. What's today? Wednesday. Sue joined me on Tuesday, yesterday, to draw. What did we draw, Sue? We drew a really cool mushroom. Let me show you what we drew in our last lesson. And so it was a 50-minute lesson, and me and everybody else drew that mushroom. We're going to draw something similar to that today. As well. But yeah, thank you, Sue, for joining from Illinois. Tracy says it's a wonderful place. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy's a member as well. Jeremiah, I think, Jeremiah, you're a member as well, aren't you? Jeremiah's a member. I think if you're the Jeremiah I'm thinking of, you're a member of the adult 8 o'clock club as well. So it's all grown-up doodles. That's the other thing as well. Generally, even though some kids do attend, this is mainly for adults or families to attend. So don't just think it's we're drawing cartoon stuff, it's only for kids, because that's just not the case. We draw weird stuff. Thank you, Tracy. I don't know what I said, but so it was a great mushroom, and everyone did so well. It was fantastic to see everybody. Right, let's get rid of this. Enough plug-in of stuff. If you've got any questions about it, just ask, send me a message, send Joff, put a comment in, and Joff will pick it up. Before we get started, do me a favour, just click on, if you see a thumb, click on a thumb. If you see hearts, tap on the hearts as much as possible, and share what we're doing. It's the best way of convincing the algorithm that we're doing something worthwhile here. So appreciate all your support. Should we get on with it? Let's do it. These are the materials you're going to need for today's drawing lesson. You will need a sheet of A4 paper, or what do you Americans call it? Letter size paper. You'll need a sheet of paper like that, copier paper, something stolen from the photocopier at work. Always has a nicer feel to it. There's less risk involved in that because you've not actually paid for the paper, so it's easier to draw on stolen paper. So get that paper from work. And if you're in that kind of a job, then maybe go and get yourself some Sharpies from work as well. It's all good. If anybody asks, it's for mental health benefits. So you'll feel better about going into work if you can help yourself to their stationery. You'll need you'll need a Sharpie. Fat pen and a thin pen is my usual combo. I'm going to use the Sharpie as my fat pen. And then I've got this little fine liner. It's a 0.7. Quite fat for a fine liner, but it's thin compared to a Sharpie. So fat pen, thin pen combo is what you're going to need today. I've got a pencil in my hand. I don't know why, because we're not going to use a pencil today. So we're just going to go straight in with pens. Okay. Right. I'll be ready to go. Joff's stolen his paper from his wife's office printer. And I bet Joff has probably paid for that paper as well. Let's go and grab your Sharpie. Fat Sharpie, grab your fat Sharpie, and let's go and put this character in. Now we're going to start off at the bottom, literally at the bottom, and we're going to build our way up until the head of our character, and then we'll go and do the second half, and we'll kind of do the cap of the mushroom character. Now, as we do this bottom bit, the important thing to remember is you don't want to go too wide with this. You don't want to go too fat with it. But you ready for this? So the first bit is going to be the undercarriage. It's going to be the belly kind of sticking out down the bottom here. So it's going to be a shape like this. It's a double-ended flick off. If you can manage a double-ended flick off, don't go too wide because we are going to stick some little legs out there as well. So yeah, I do the drawing. Joff does the jokes. Don't go too wide, or else you won't have mushroom. He's good. He's good. Everybody got that line in. We will do some double lining in a little while, but for the time being, let's just chuck these lines in. Okay, right. So that's our belly sticking out there. Now what we're going to do is going to do 2 more lines. These are going to be our legs. Now the legs are going to start from about this kind of point. They're going to come down as low as the belly, but they're going to hook around, and then we're going to kind of point it up, almost diagonal up there. Okay, so just here, look, and just here. It looks a little bit like a nose at the moment. That wasn't intentional, but that'll do. Go and throw that in. And then we'll put the last 2 lines in before we start double lining. And the last 2 lines are going to be pretty much... Oh. Discord sound's getting weird. I'm going to see if I can change my mic and see if that helps you, okay? Yep. I'm only joking. Hopefully that's worked out a little bit better for you. Hey Jeremiah, what were you saying? Jumping onto premium soon. Yeah, premium starts July the 1st. Officially July the 1st. If you're on the waiting list, you'll get in a couple of days earlier and with a nice little discount as well. So Jeremiah, I appreciate you teeing me up to mention that again when I've already mentioned it at the start of the session. It'd be good to have you on board. That's where the serious learning starts in premium, because that's when we get the face-to-face lessons. Right, we've done the belly, we've done the legs. Let's go and do the arms. Arms are going to be the same kind of thing. We're going to start a little bit further down this line. We're going to hook around. We're going to come back in, and we're going to point up again. So you kind of want to, you see where this line's going up here? You want this next line to finish off going in the same direction as that, okay? Just go with it, see what happens. We're going to come out here, we're going to curl back in. And you see how it's going in like almost the same direction. That's kind of what you want to try and get. So we've got that little arm sticking out. Have a little go at that for me. YouTube is jumping as well. Unbelievable. Do you know what it is? I bet my kids are on the internet. That's what it is. Downloading stuff. Eritrea says better. So I don't know how to change the... I don't think I can change my YouTube one. YouTube mic. You're stuck with it, mate. You're stuck with it. Thankfully, the most important thing is not what I'm saying. The most important thing is what I'm drawing. So just try and copy along with what I'm doing. Right, we've got that arm on that side. Let's go and put another arm over on the other side so that we're just going to travel across. We're going to stick an arm out. Come back in. And poke it up like that. Wow, I've done a much longer arm on one side than the other side. Yeah, that don't matter. If anybody asks, we did it on purpose. Next thing we'll do, let's go and double line all of this. Okay, so we're at a good point now. We've got like the main body of our character in. Let's double line it all. Now, double lining is my technique for helping you enjoy drawing a little bit more. So it's all about, if you're after perfectionism, go after a perfectly wonky line rather than a perfectly smooth line. So let's just go over the whole thing again. And you see how we're just going really loose with our line work. We're going to have some fat bits and some thin bits in there. That's really the whole point. And double lining kind of works on a few different ways. One is it enables you to hide any mistakes that you make in the future. You can hide them behind a slightly thicker line. So, like for example, if we were doing that and that line just sort of accidentally came into there a little bit too much. You see that we've got this little crossover here. And you're like, I've ruined that. So all you do is you just double line that and go with a bit of a wonkiness. And it kind of just disappears under there. And the only person who's going to know it was under there is going to be you. Top tip number 2. When you're double lining, you want to do some strategic double lining as well, which is strategic double lining is strong. I call it strong intersection. So you see where 2 lines join each other in like a T-junction, that's an intersection. I just realised I can probably get a little bit closer in here. Wow, maybe not quite that close. There you go. Oh, that's rubbish, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, strong intersection. So like just in places like that, in where those armpits are, see where all these lines join up. You want to make those a little bit thicker. The reason for that is because that is where the shadows live. It just holds your artwork together a lot better. If you're drawing with marker pens and you can't shade in, then you create shadows by just making lines a little bit thicker. Real artists will call it line weight. We just call it strong intersections. Or a fat off. This is a flick off. This is a fat off or thick off. Right, everybody got that in. If you're struggling to flick off, by the way, flicking off is where you get a nice tapered thin end with your fat pen. If you're struggling to flick off, just dot and dash it. Just a couple of little dots and dashes. As long as you do it everywhere, it kind of looks okay. I think we'll get away with that. Right, everybody got a body in. Should we go and do that? Is belly, legs, arms. We're halfway through. Would you believe we're halfway through our drawing already? Let's move up a little bit now. Let me zoom out and up. We're going to go and put in our the cap of our mushroom. We're going to start off with a great big U shape right in the middle, and then we're going to do some smaller U shapes going out towards the side, and they're going to get thinner and thinner and thinner as we go out to the side. Okay, so here we go, big old U shape. Let's put it about here. Big U shape right in between those 2 lines. Down here, this is where we're going to have the face and the belly. It's the whole body there. But big old U shape. It's a double-ended flick off. It's thick and wonky in the middle. It's thin and tapered at the ends. That's our starting point. Then we're going to repeat that shape. We're going to repeat that shape going out this way. We're going to repeat it going out this way. But it's always going to underlap a little bit. So start with some little underlaps, and there's going to be more and more serious underlaps. Let me show you what I mean by an underlap. So just here, let's go and do another one. Strong intersection, don't forget. And just keep working your way out to the side. Look. You'll get to a point where you're touching that bit that comes in from the arm. That's okay. That can touch. In fact, that's exactly what we want to do. As we get further out to the side, let's just bring them closer together. Look. Strong intersections. Flick it off. Closer and closer together. And you can go as far as you want. Obviously, don't go off the page. Don't go off the page because we're going to put in a little line around there for the rest of the cap of our mushroom. This is the undercap. Let's go and do the same on the other side, shall we? Or something similar. There you go. Look, nice and quick. Random. Not particularly neat. Neat is overrated. Smooth lines are overrated. Just go and chuck in some lines like that. And we're good. Everybody keeping up okay? I'm assuming so. If anybody's falling behind, let Joff know, and we'll promptly ignore the message, and we'll just steam ahead anyway. I'm only joking. I'm sure you can keep up with this. Right, next bit. What we're going to do now is we're going to do like a capital C shape. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Capital C shape, like that. We're going to turn it on its side, and we're going to start and finish just under there, okay? Just under there. Here we go. You ready for this then? So capital C shape. So usually I'd start, for some of us, it's more natural for us to draw lines going from left to right. For some of us, it's more natural to draw lines going from right to left. Now, depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed, it's actually easier if you start over here and work your way across, because you can see where your pen is all the way across over this way. If you start over here and start working across, your hand is kind of in the way of what you're doing. So, yeah, just it might feel a bit weird, but it's definitely worth practicing. Just double line it. Don't go too fast as you're going across there, because your pen, it will only throw out ink at a certain speed. So the faster you go, the less ink you're going to get out of your pen. Probably point out at this stage as well, towards the end of the session, if you want to share your artwork, the best place to do that is in Discord. It means that we can then share it live on the stream. So we'll probably spend 5 minutes at the end of 5 minutes at the end of the session having a look at everybody's artwork. Okay, I wasn't going to do this, but we're going to be brave with this one. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and put some spots up in the top here, okay? So these spots that are on the top of our toadstool stroke mushroom character, they're going to kind of straddle. Instead of being flat on the mushroom, they're going to be like big, swollen spots. So work with me here. Let's go and put in just about there. Go and put in like a spot kind of shape. There, let's go and put another one in just there. Spot kind of shape. Let's go and put one in over on this side as well. Don't think about it too much. We're just going to throw those in quite wide, not wider than your actual character, but those kind of shapes. If you can do it in a similar kind of space to what I've got it in there, that'll be perfect, because the next line we're going to draw is going to go through those spots. Okay. This is pretty much, the character is going to be pretty much finished. We can then play around with making it look cool / weird after that. Okay, top cap. We're going to start here. Underneath this line, we're going to follow it around. That's going to create a little bit of a rim. So we're going to rim that. And then as we go up here, we're going to hit that spot. Take the pen off the paper, we're going to go across that bit, hit that next spot. Take the pen off the paper, start here, all the way around, hit that bit, and then finish off underneath the rim over this side. Are you ready for me? I'm going to draw it first. You can follow along when you're ready. But let's go for something like that. It's going to go in there. Let's bring it out. Let's bring it out that way, look. Wow, look at that line. Try and do that. Yeah, it's a huge capital C with a floppy bit on the back. Capital C, floppy bit on the back. And that floppy bit is kind of put in there to hit all of those little spots that we've put in. Right, let's double line it. By now you know to double line everything you do. Double lining is 50% random of just a wonky line all over the place. It is also 50% strategic, which is your strong intersections. So just in all these little bits, just make them all a little tiny bit fatter. It will hold your artwork together much better. It's just a cheap, effective hack for making your artwork look better. Let's put some spots in the top. We'll put a face on, and then we're going to jump into our thinner pen. Put some extra little details on. We'll probably just whip in a drop shadow, I think. We'll put in a drop shadow. I think we need that as well. So extra spots on the top. You want to put some on the front, you want to put some on the back. So like this, look. Double line it. They're not all circular. Some of them are a bit more squircular. So go and throw as many or as few as you want on there. I'm going to put another one just here. And my suggestion, whenever you're trying to draw random stuff like this, is don't just go into the gap. Don't just go straight into the gap. You want to start clumping these things together. So like they're all clumped there, they're all clumped there. It looks a little bit more natural if you do it that way. So these are the ones at the front. Let's go and whip in some at the back. The ones at the back are much easier. Look, so they're just kind of sitting over there. Let's put a big one there. Let's put a small one there. Let's put one over on this side. Nice. Okay, we're going to whip in, put a face in, and then I think we'll get the thinner pen out. We'll play with some shadows and we'll get the thin pen out, okay? Yeah. Right, let's work our way down. Go into, let's put a face in. What face was we going to go with today? I'm going to go for like some freaky eyes. Freaky eyes. You can go with whatever eyes you want to put in there. You can go with whatever mouth you want to put in there. Feel free to follow me. I'm putting in some freaky eyes. So I'm just going to go with some black circles. Like that. wonky. Black circles. You can hear my pen screaming as I'm drawing. Black circles like that, right in the centre. Pupils right in the centre. If you put the pupils right in the centre, the character does look a little bit weird. Hey, Elena. Don't worry if you can't join in. Elena's watching from Spain. Hola. We will put some more details in with these, the thin pen. Let's go and put a mouth in. What kind of a mouth do we want to put in? Do we want to put like a happy sausage, grumpy sausage mouth? I'm going to go for this kind of a shape. Let's go for... Look at that. Brilliant. Looks so happy. Let's go with that, and let's put in a little line down there as well for our little mouth. Let's put in a little tongue on that one. Let me zoom in a little bit, actually. Love how that's looking. Little tongue. So we're just going to draw that little tongue in. Actually, it looks a little bit like a tooth. If anybody asks, it's a tooth. That's good. Okay, we're going to stick in some shadows, and then we're going to get our thin pen out. Right, 2 minutes on shadows. You ready for this? Here we go. 2 minutes on shadows. Let's start at the top. Let's work our way down. Sun is coming in, or light source is coming in from like this kind of direction. So it's hitting all of these bits, and it's casting some shadows in here as well. What are you saying, Tracy? You could talk about how to doodle download now while you are talking about different face types. Beautiful segue. I've got a free how to doodle guide. Go to my website, korpacademy.com. Again, it's over here. It's down there now. Go to my website, korpacademy.com. Right at the top, there's a free doodle guide. It's got a bunch of prompt cards in there for different faces, different bodies, different textures that will help you doodle really, really easily. And it's free. It's free to download. And top tip for you is if you join the Korp Academy community, you also get the course for free as well. Don't tell anybody that exists. Joff, that's looking good. Joff's already dropped some of his artwork in the Discord. This is excellent. Right, drop shadows. That's where we was at drop shadows. Just go into all these areas. Throw in these drop shadows. They don't need to be particularly neat. My general rule of thumb is if shadows are like 70% correct, you'll get away with it. Doesn't have to be 100% correct. Eritrish, I love in the mouth on that one. We'll share yours in a second. But let's go and put these shadows in. What these shadows are going to do, they're just going to make these spots like just pop out a little bit more. So go and throw them in. The bigger the shadow, the bigger the spot's going to look. There we go. Let's colour that. Colour it all in. Let's have a quick look at Eritrish. Just a real quick look, because we normally don't look until right at the end of the session. But it just came up on Discord, and I loved it. Look at that. The mouth on that looks brilliant. Body shape looks great. Yeah, cap looks good. Spot on, Eritrish. Well done. Let's keep it going, because we've got loads more we can add to this to make it a lot more fun. Drop shadows again. Right, get into this top bit here. We're going to add some shadows in there as well. What's Xbox saying? Love this little guy. His face certainly suits him. Yeah, it suits him at the moment. Let's see what it looks like when it's finished. So, shall we, mate? Drop shadows. More drop shadows. Look up here. Let's just bring in some little curves. Bring in some little curves. Little flicks. You see how they're following the shapes that we've already got in there. Not only do you want to add those flicks in, what we're going to do is we're going to mega intersection. I've just made that up. We're going to make those intersections really, really thick. Look. So just bring that line up the top. Nice, fat, chunky line. Like that. That's looking all right. That'll work for me. How's that looking? So we're just trying to build some like little darker areas. We'll put some lighter pen on there later. Thinner pen, not lighter. Thinner pen on there later. Yeah, mega intersection. Mega section. I don't know what to call it. Just a thick off. Throw some thick offs across there. Last shadow then. Let's go and add the shadow. This is going to make our character look like he's standing on the ground. So it's going to be nice and easy. These two bits, you see these little corners that we've got in here, in between the leg and the belly. Let's just curve those off. Smooth those out. It's all dark in there. It's all shadow in there. So that's our first stage. Second stage is just a little hook around the outside edge. I wish I had this passion for drawing. This is what I need right now. What's stopping you, mate? We're here every Wednesday. What is stopping you? We've been drawing for like 20 minutes, and this is how far we've got. And that's with me talking way too much. I love teaching people to draw, especially people who are like, I haven't got time, or I haven't got the talent. That's rubbish. If you've got half an hour, we can do a little drawing. Even starting off with, like on my YouTube channel, go to the 15-minute doodle challenge. It's 15 minutes to finish off a drawing like this. Can be done. And all you need for that is a Sharpie and a fine liner. You don't need you don't have to spend lots of money on materials. It's accessible to everybody, all right? Little hook. There's our little hook. Let's do another little hook on the other side. Tiny, tiny hook. That's all we need. We're going to colour that in. And that little drop shadow around the base of our character hopefully just makes our character now look like it's standing on the ground. So rather than it being like a sticker, that's kind of like just floating there, we now look like we've got a character that is standing on the ground. Okay, let's go and put some more stuff in. Shall we put some? Let's put some nipples in. Let's put some little U shapes. Why not? Let's just have a bit of fun with it. Put some nipples in. That's the last thing we'll do with the fat pen. Move chart. Mate, I'm sorry. I'll talk a bit quieter. Sorry about that. That's got to be a killer. That is migraine. Trying to draw as well. Jeremiah is loving Trish's work. Right. And Trish says they're upgrading their subscription. Thank you, Trish. Right, should we get on with the thin pen? Let's go and put some details in with the thin pen. Let's start at the top, work our way down. This is where our character goes from being okay to being really cool. So let's zoom in a bit. Zoom in a lot. Let's go up to the top. It's as high as I can get to the top. That's really frustrating. Right, what we'll do is we'll put in some shadows in all the spots first. Okay, so we've already got this shadow, which is the drop shadow. That's the shadow that's being cast by the spot. Now we want to put in the shadow that is the shape of the spot. So let me show you what I mean by that. Just across here. Just go and put in a line like that to outline where the shadow is going to be, and then let's go and put some lines top to bottom. You can do left to right, you can do diagonal, whatever you want for these shadow lines. But just go and whack in a line of roughly where you think the shadow would live. And then go and put in the rest of those lines for that shadow. Let's go and put some up there. Don't think about it too much. Thinking is overrated. My mushroom nipples look like dimples. Thank you, Eva Trish. That's the kind of feedback we want. And that kind of works with the character. Right, let's quickly put all of these little shadows in. You want to keep all of these lines going top to bottom. Bigger the shadow, the bigger the object is going to look like. Like I say, just don't think about it too much. Just chuck them in and give your character a little bit of volume, a little bit of shape. That looks good. I'm kind of liking where this is going. Let's now start at this part of the cap and let's just work our way up. We're going to give this bottom part of the cap We're going to give this sorry, I'm laughing at Joff and Trish in the Discord, having a conversation. We're going to give this bottom part of the cap across here. We're just going to give it a little bit of shape because it's the rim. We want to just show how round the rim is. Okay, so forget this bit in the center. We're not going to touch that bit in the center. As we go over this side, our line is going to come out and then up. As we go over this side, it's going to come out that way and then up. Okay, we're going to throw in a ton of lines like this. It's going to come out and up. See how that's just giving that rim a little bit of shape? Let's just keep it going. They can be wonky. Go over the other side. Let's do some over the other side. It's coming out and then up. This one, yeah, let's have it going. Oh, it can go up in there. Look, why not? Throw those little lines in all over the place. Maybe with some of those lines we can have them taken off and then landing again. So for example, this little line there, it takes off and it lands just there, and it follows the shape. You see how it just goes in a little bit to follow the shape of the cap as it's coming in just there. Let's do something similar but not the same over on the other side. Just whacking in these little lines just to give our mushroom cap a little bit more shape. That's looking nice. Stick with the top. Let's go and put some spots in. We've already put spots in with the fat pens, these big fat spots. Let's go and put some spots in with the thin pen as well. So just find a gap. If you're going around the edge, if you're going close to the edge, keep it skinny. If you're going in the middle, keep it fat. There we go. I think that looks okay. Let's put one up in here. Let's move down because time's running out. Time's running out and we've not got enough done. Right, that flicking off that we've done in there, we're going to do loads more flicking off now in this section. So we're going to reinforce. See all those curves, all those beautiful curves that we've got? Let's just reinforce all of those beautiful curves. Lots and lots of lines in here. So here we go. Just flick. Just follow the curve. Flick. Big flicks, little flicks. Flick, flick, flick. Don't think about it. Just flick it off. Get in there. Just as long as you're following the curve roughly, you'll be fine. This bit, look, flick off when you get to the center. Kind of leave it. Don't play around with the center because that's just going to be a straight line. Always looks a little bit awkward if you put that little straight line in there. So just go work on the other side. Flick it off. Short flicks, long flicks, flicks that are close together. Just flick off everywhere. We've done those bits at the bottom. Let's go and do those bits at the top as well. So again, just bringing these lines down. You've seen where you've put all the other curves in. Just follow all the other lines. Long ones, short ones, just work your way across. I think that looks okay. Maybe putting a few little spots on here as well. Why not? This bit at the back, actually, this bit I think we just need to darken that out a bit. So let's put some little bits of shading in there, just lines top to bottom. We just want to make that a little bit darker so it kind of fades out into the background. So keep these lines real close together. As you get to the outside edge here, just kind of bring them a little bit further apart. That'll do. Let's move down a little bit more. Let's go flick off into the head. What we'll do is we'll do the eyes first. Okay, you ready for these eyes? We're going to put loads and loads of little wrinkles around the eyes. We're going to make the eyes, the bottom of the eyes, the bags of the eyes, we're going to make them a little bit droopier and then keep it quite tight on the sides. Let me show you. So just here, throw in a little wrinkle there. Let's go and put another one in. Another little wrinkle just there. Let's go and put another one in. Loads of little wrinkles. Let's go and do some around the top as well. Look at these lines, how they're broken all over the place. Just giving our face, our eyes a little bit more of a weird look. Maybe have some of these lines coming off that eye as well. Look at that. Let's go and do something similar over on the other side then. So just throw in double-ended flick-offs is what you want to be doing here. So you're trying to flick off. You're having wonky lines in the middle but flicked off on the end. Let's get under here. We'll just do a little few flick-offs from there, and then we'll put some bags in. Weird looking little eyes. Remember what we did on the top here? To make it look like we've got that little rim around the top of the cap or the bottom of the cap. We're going to do the same on this lip. So we're just going to come out and up a little bit. It's just going to be a lot smaller over here. So just out and up. Let's put a little bottom lip in, a little flick off like this. It's like a really stretched out capital, well, a really stretched out M. It's up, down, up. Go and put that in, and then maybe do a few little flick offs down the bottom there as well. Let's hash out that tongue. Let's get into the rest of our character. So we're just going to go around the rest of it now. We're going to add those little wrinkles that we put in there. We're just going to go nuts with those wrinkles all around the rest of our character. So let's get into all these little gaps. Look. Add in these little wrinkles. Same technique. Coming out the side, bringing it up. So sometimes, one of the things to be aware of is that sometimes in the Korp Academy we draw weird stuff. Sometimes we draw cute stuff. The reason I like drawing weird stuff is because it doesn't matter if you get it particularly wrong. It always kind of looks like it's okay. That's why we always draw this kind of weird mushrooms and monsters. Let's put in a little I don't know if that's really done much good. What about a little belly button? Little double-ended flick off there. There's a little belly button in there. What about some little pads on the hands? We are getting to a point where we're just about finished off. But let's go and put in some little pads on the hands. Let's put in a big old circle like that. Big old circle, hash it out. Same on the other side, big old circle. Hash it out. You could maybe even put some, grab your Sharpie, maybe even put a thumb and some fingers on. Look, here we go. Look, there's a thumb. One at the top, 3 at the bottom. Got ourselves a little hand. 1 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Got ourselves a little hand on that side as well. I'm going to hash those fingers out because they look great. And it will tie it all up with the little pad that we've got on there. What else do we need to add on? Is there anything else we need to add on? Because I think we are around about finished with our artwork. So if you're in a point where you're happy to share your art, go and jump in the Discord and share it around there. And we'll get it up on screen. Let's put some little black spots. What are we thinking? Are we just about there? Little quote marks as well. When you get into that edge, cheers, Eritrish, we'll share yours in a second. When you get into that point where you're nearly finished, just put little quote marks in all over the place. Don't think about it too much, just chuck them in. Going to wrap this up with a few little ink splats around the outside. So this is one thing I really like to do. If I can't think about what to put on the outside, I'll just put ink splats like this all over the place. It's just a nice way of putting something on the outside so it's not a plain looking picture. We definitely need some sort of therapist in these sessions. Just going to increase the shadows in there a little bit more. Look, that looks nice. Maybe just there as well. Let's make that shadow a little bit stronger. And we could mess around with this for ages, but I think we should probably stop about there. Last thing to do, let's have a look. Last thing to do, if you like it, sign it. If you don't like it, put somebody else's name on it. Tracy, that looks amazing. Tracy's caps look huge. And Tracy's showing off and drawing 2 when the rest of us are drawing 1. Looks great though. Yeah, sign it. Nice and big where everybody can see it. There we go. You've drawn yourself in just over half an hour. Some sort of weird mushroom character. What you'll do is you'll have a look at Tracy's in a minute and you'll see how cute you can do it, and then you'll have a look at Trish's in a second, and you'll see how shocked and freaky you can make it look. So let's bring who are we going for? We're gonna go for Tracy first. Thanks, Joff. This is Tracy. Yeah, Tracy, that's amazing. Look at the 3 reflections in the eyes. Will make the eyes look wet. Will also make the character look a lot cuter. In the background, little eyelashes on those characters as well. It just makes it look so wholesome. And when you consider what I've drawn and how weird what I've drawn is, look at how cool and wholesome Tracy's looks. Even the little cheekbones, look at the little cheekbones with the hearts in. That's absolutely superb. Little flowers knocking around the outside as well. That's perfect. They almost look like they're holding hands, Tracy. Well done, mate. That's amazing. Yeah, compare that to my monstrosity. I can draw cute stuff. I just choose not to. That doesn't mean that other people can't as well. But we'll tee up Aerotrish. I want to quickly show you Aerotrish's as well, because Aerotrish has gone for like a real shocked look on theirs, which I'm really digging. Where are we? There we go. Look at that! Look at that mouth. That looks great. And little pierced nipples as well. Why not? The flicking off just looks amazing around there. Really, really nice. I'd definitely put a few more little spots in the back, on the cap, on the top as well, and just do something on the outside, mate. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's just put some little flies floating around, but yeah, something on the outside of that page will just finish that off beautifully. I always like to put actually a few little flies. I haven't done that for a long time. Somebody said to me the other day, or a couple of weeks ago, you'd be really popular if you didn't draw such weird stuff. And I was like, I don't care. I like drawing weird stuff. So here we go. A few little flies as well. Let's have them coming out like that. Let's have a fly over here. This one coming from the butt. Are we done? I think we're done. Right, well done everybody for taking part. Really appreciate you coming on board. Joff, are we going to have a look at yours? Let's have a look at Joff's, shall we? If see if he's finished off. I know he did start drawing. I can't remember whether we shared yours or not, but let's see if we can put the pressure up on Joff and see what Joff's done with theirs.
So that's not the finished one, but it's not far off.
That's pretty good, mate.
Actually, there's loads I've done since then.
That's some solid arms that you've got in there. Excellent stuff. Looks really good, mate. Looks really good. The only thing, don't forget, you just make this a little bit watertight. So where these arms kind of come up to the cap there, just make sure they go all the way to the top. I know it's something that was quite easy to be missed earlier on, but yeah, nice. Right, Joff, I think we're done. Is there anything else we need to announce, or are we done now?
No, I think that's it for this week. Yeah, I think everything's good in the chat. Everyone's happy.
Cool.
Job done.
Excellent. Thanks for keeping us company, Joff, and for keeping an eye on the chat rooms. Cheers, Sue. Cheers, Sick. Jeremiah, Mirachar, Xbox, everybody who's tuned in. Really appreciate you coming in on board. These will be available as replays very shortly on YouTube and maybe even Facebook for the next 30 days. So if you missed it and you want to share it around, if you want to get other people involved in it to draw a freaky mushroom, then please share it around. It will help us loads. We're off. We'll catch you next week. Thanks very much, everyone, and take care. Bye-bye.